Fat Pebble is an independent games developer based in Brighton in the UK. There are 3 of us that run the company: myself, Michael Movell, our tech director, Ian Gilfeather, and our art director, Chris Rowe. Collectively, we've worked on about 30 published games across every platform you can think of, really. We set up Fat Pebble because we were all at a point where we wanted to make our own decisions and create our own games that we'd love to play ourselves. We want to try and push a few boundaries, both to make the game better and to keep us happy in our work. Fat Pebble is still a young company, but we're determined to create a reputation for making quirky, fun games that stand out from the crowd and do things a bit differently. The big thing about Clay Jam is that everything's made from clay. Who doesn't want to squash clay monsters? Growing up in the UK, all 3 of us were brought up with these amazing claymation kids shows like Morph and Trapdoor. You probably haven't heard of them in the US, but for us they were fantastic. So when Chris said, "Let's make a claymation game," we said, "Yeah!" And then, "Hang on, isn't that going to take forever?" And Chris was just like, "Yeah, but it's going to look bloody brilliant." Chris did everything by hand. Everything you see in the game, from the menus to the creatures to the logo, everything is a handmade real-life model. Chris then animated them all by hand too. It's proper stop-motion animation. You take a picture of a monster in a pose, move it slightly and take another picture, and so on. And what you end up with is a really amazing piece of animation that's full of character. If you look closely at some of the characters, you can even see bits of dirt or a speck of wrong-coloured clay. We love that. We think it really shows the love and care that's gone into making the game. Clay Jam is an action game that anyone can play. You control a pebble rolling down a hill, trying to squash the monsters that you come across. As you squash them, you grow, and as you grow, you squash bigger and bigger things. At the bottom of the hill, you'll fly off the edge of a cliff and whack into a huge boss monster. The bigger you are, the further you whack them, so basically the goal is to knock the boss as far as you can. On top of that, you'll be able to win prizes. More creatures, more power-ups, new hills to roll down, lots of stuff. You'll also have an achievement system that will encourage you to play the game in weird and wonderful ways, reward you with an in-game boost. The game will be available this summer, optimised for as many different devices as possible.